Hello guys and welcome to my Hunt Showdown console settings guide. I myself struggled a lot in finding the right in-game settings for some time until I got confident in my gunfights. So I thought maybe I could make a video and share how I managed to find a comfortable setting that helped me to improve my gameplay. First of all, when you're in the main menu, you want to open the settings and then maximize the gamma. The nighttime maps are going to be a nightmare if you don't do this. Maximizing the gamma is going to help you a lot in seeing the enemy hunters in night maps and dark areas. Most importantly, you want to make sure that you're confident enough with your aim, placement, movement and trigger discipline. If I come on YouTube and only share my sensitivity settings, it's not going to really help people, to be honest, because one sensitivity is not going to feel the same for everyone, and definitely it's not going to work on different controllers or consoles. The settings that I find comfortable are only going to be good for me on PS4 and with my controller. But what I could do is to share the basics that I've used in order to both train my aim and also find the right sensitivity settings at the same time. If you're not confident with your aiming, do not play nothing but the training mode, because when I started playing this game, I had a really hard time winning gunfights. When I eventually got used to my settings, the game received an update which completely changed the movement and aim settings, so I had to start all over again. So what I've done this time was playing basically only training mode with a few solo against duos matches here and there for 2 days in a row. I've promised myself not to go back to bounty hunt or quick play unless I'm confident with my aim. This training period might take longer or shorter for you, depending on how much FPS experience you have. So let's find the right sensitivity that works for you. First, consider turning off the aim assist. Yes, the aim assist helps you a lot in close range with shotguns and helps you to kill NPCs easily. But for me, it was just a frustrating experience, as your aim slows down a bit when aiming at players and has a strong snap on NPCs like grunts, for example. The problem is that the aim assist also slows down when aiming near barrels, lights, lanterns and so on. The frustration begins when you're trying to land shots on a player inside a room full of lanterns or with grunts nearby. Don't blindly turn off the aim assist just because I said so, but see if you also experience the same issues and then make your own decision. Having the aim assist on or off also has a big impact on what sensitivity you should choose. I will explain in a bit. Moving on to the turning strength. Try having the extra turning strength completely off to 0. I found out that this setting was delivering inconsistent results in my gunfights. Before the aiming update, it was 100% necessary to use this option, but not anymore. For the controller scheme, I would highly recommend the gunslinger settings. Yes, I know that hunt is supposed to be played with the hunter settings, but gunslinger settings is going to be very easy to start with, and it is also less complicated for newer players. Also, the fact that you always have your weapon up in the hip firing position is a big advantage, especially when inside buildings and clearing corners. The disadvantage is having your gun up all the time might give you away behind covers, as your barrel is always sticking out. So just have that in mind when hiding behind covers and aiming out the windows. So assuming that you followed my advice and use the gunslinger settings, just ignore these two sensitivities on the top, but if you're using hunter, just make sure these two are relatively high so you can turn and move as fast as you can handle it. You then move down to the hipfire sensitivity. Make sure that the X sensitivity is considerably higher than the Y sensitivity. This applies to most FPS games, by the way, except the ones that highly revolve around automatic weapons with high recoil. On Hunt, however, we don't have to worry about that much, since all you need is good aim placement and shooting at the right time. You follow the same instructions for the aim down sight sensitivities. The only difference is you always make sure that your ADS settings are a lot slower than the hipfire settings to allow you to have improved precision when looking down sights. Leave the rest of the scope sensitivities alone for now, as we are trying to find the right base sensitivity for you first. Also note that if you want to use the aim assist, your sensitivity should generally be higher than someone who's not using it. The aim assist slows down your aim when aiming near targets, and with a slow sensitivity, it can really piss you off in gunfights. You then want to equip your hunter with 2 weapons that have iron sights on, for example a rifle and a pistol. You also want to carry 3 or 4 ammo boxes if you have them unlocked, so you don't have to look for ammunition during your training. You then want to launch training mode and start experimenting with the sensitivity that you just chose. When the training begins, try moving and see how it feels. Does it feel too fast or too slow right off the bat? Try slowly turning it down or up, at maximum 5 values per time. Spot a tree or any object on the map and try to keep going over it. You want to know that you have enough control over where you generally want your aim at, and also have a fast and comfortable movement. Note that you also always have to get help from the left analog stick when aiming. Your left and right movements are going to help you to strafe into your shot, and also at the same time throw off your opponent's aim and aim assist. Now that the movement seems more smooth, try aiming near the head of any zombie and try to go for flick shots. Keep trying this for a while and keep in mind where exactly your shots are landing. If you keep flick shooting and the bullets land before your aim goes over the zombie, that means the aim down sight sensitivity is too slow for you. If the bullets are landing after you have passed over the zombie, then it is probably too fast for you. So you also want to adjust the ADS sensitivity accordingly, and continue doing it until you are more confident at hitting headshots. This helps you to get used to your sensitivity and have a faster aim reaction time, and also at the same time, it teaches you trigger discipline, as you will learn when exactly you have to press the fire button when going over your target. You will also use the same method on the scope rifles until you are confident with the whole flick shooting. Remember to try this at all ranges. The further you are from your target, the more chill you have to be with the flick shooting. The chance of you missing the shot increases as the target gets smaller on your screen. Also remember to try every weapon in training mode first and be comfy with it before taking it to bounty hunt. The whole point of this training method is to make sure you have a high confidence when shooting targets, because if you can't even feel comfortable when shooting at zombies, then how are you going to control your aim against players when they're moving all the time and you're under stress? I really hope that this has been helpful to you. Also, please consider leaving a like or a dislike, or maybe even subscribing to the channel, depending on how you felt about this guide. Thanks for watching, and I see you guys next time.